And welcome back to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from, and I want to see if I get this name right the first time around. Alfonso Fret? Did I get that right? Alfonso Fret? I want to be sure I wrote it down the same way over here. Because I want to always, when I give a shout out to someone, I want it to be, I wanted to be sure I get it right. Alfonso Fret, yeah, that's right. What's the question? Who would win a fight? Jason Voorhees versus Angela from Spawn. Now, Jason I've had on this series so many times I could do him in my sleep at this point. Angela's a new character I've never had on the series, but it's a pretty simple character. Now, you said for Angela from Spawn, the character actually died in the Spawn universe, and they resurrected her in the Marvel universe as an Asgardian. And she has all the powers of an Asgardian. But from the Image comic, the Spawn side of things, we're going to look at that side of things. And it's pretty simple. She's heaven. She's of angel descent, if not an angel. She has superhuman abilities and some weaponry. Technically is immortal. Superhuman strength, speed, agility, that whole bit. So it's pretty simple in that regard. But Jason Voorhees, when I look at Jason Voorhees, I always look at least 4 different versions of him. Look at the human one from the remake. I look at the standard one, which by the end of the series led to Jason X. I look at the zombie Jason from Freddy vs. Jason, and of course I look at Uber Jason from Jason X. Human Jason is an above average human in strength and in speed. He's the only Jason, did I say Uber Jason? I meant to say Human Jason. Human Jason is above average human in height, strength, and speed, and is actually one of the only Jasons who is actually fast. Like, he will actually run for you. He usually has a machete. He's also pretty good with a hunting knife, hatchet, crossbow. He's a woodsman, basically. But like all the Jasons, he's not necessarily intelligent. I mean, surprisingly, he's not dumb. Actually, that's a better way to put it. He's intelligent in the right, this is more like not a very smart person intellectually, but a survivalist. So he knows, like, the woods, he knows his terrain, he knows how to sneak up on people and kill you. So, surprisingly, Jason is intelligent in all forms in a certain field. He's just dumb, normally speaking, in any other version of him. But the biggest problem with this Jason is he's still mortal. He can still easily be killed. As far as we know, he was still mortal. They imply he might have been more than that by the end of the movie, but it's, for all intent and purposes, he's still mortal. Jason X Jason is actually a demon. Well, technically speaking, Jason himself is the demon, and he possesses a body. Like the body we see at the very beginning that gets blown up, it's still Jason Voorhees' body. It's just his spirit endured because he's pretty much a demon at that point, who can, in theory, by that movie's definition, can only be killed by being stabbed by the blood of a Voorhees, basically. Another Voorhees has to kill him. Of course, there was no, like, heaven or anything like that, and that's, we know there's hell, so there has to be heaven. But there's there's no divine intervention or anything like that in that movie, so I'd have to believe a holy item could kill him too, especially if it's like an angel or something like that. But if you were to take that out of the equation and go with a possessed Jason Voorhees possessing a body and maybe just taking the form of Jason, he still got the brute strength of Jason. It took a freaking SWAT team to basically blow him apart to kill him. He's still super strong, durable, regeneration, and physically powerful to boot. And he carries a machete on him. Zombie Jason. I have to believe the only way to kill him, again, is to blow him apart or take off his head. Other than that, though, there is really no way to put this guy down for good. Because, let's be clear, he got resurrected. Freddy was able to resurrect him just by convincing him that he was asleep, not dead. And then we saw his entire body was pretty much like rotted away and gone, but his lungs filled up and he came back to life. And as far as we can tell, he regrew his body. So, like, he regenerated all that lower part that was, like, rotted away or whatever. Granted, one of his eyes doesn't work right, but whatever. It didn't really hinder him at all. He's still massively powerful, able to snap a bed in half pretty much and break someone's spine at the same time. Stab someone with, like, a 20-foot long, like, metal pole, and then stab 2 people and throw the other guy God knows how many yards away. And then, of course, in the final fight with with Freddy, he took God knows how much damage. Like, he was bleeding gallons of blood, skewered with, like, rebarb, multiple places, had his fingers cut off, was just gouged out, had his eyes gouged out, and they regenerated later on. His fingers cut off. Those didn't grow back. Those might grow back if that series had continued. So Jason is hard as hell to put down. But that being said, again, take out the brain or just blow him to hell. I'm sure you'd kill him. And last but not least is Uber Jason. Now, Uber Jason is arguably the toughest one to put down because he's more machine now, the man twisted and mechanical. That's the thing. Jason, just before he got all the cybernetic upgrades, was immensely tough, able to take down basically an elite, not task force, but the security unit on that ship who were trained soldiers, and he took them down. Except for I can't remember the main guy, who was awesome, by the way. I love that actor, first off. He's the same actor who shows up in 300 as, the messenger. I'm pretty certain that's him, anyway. But I love seeing that guy show up. But yeah, it's gotta take more than that to put this old dog down. Yeah, that might do it. And he was still alive when he came back. Oh, he was awesome. Love that guy. And he's the one who probably took Jason down in the end anyway. So, yeah. I do have I don't love a lot of the Friday the 13th movies, but I do have a soft spot for Jason X. Because Jason X knows exactly what it is. Jason in space. It gives you Jason in space. I also kind of like Jason Takes Manhattan a little bit. Just because it's got one of the best Jason moments where he just punches the guy's head straight. It's like, boom, boom. Give me your best shot. Boom! Just takes his head right off. And I mean, the original one's classic too. I actually own Freddy vs. I like Freddy vs. Jason. It's campy, it's stupid, but it's fun at the same time. Uber Jason, as he's called, once he got the upgrades, could take on an android that was kicking his ass initially and just tank all her blows and take her head off. She was still functioning afterwards, though. Take gunfire like it's nothing. Survive the vacuum of space. Punch through just solid metal doors. And again, we don't know for certain if he survived the re-entry into the new Earth's atmosphere. It's implied he might have done that, but there's no guarantee on that. So if he did, that's another level. I'm going to guess that no, he didn't, because I can't believe that he was that durable. The computer would make him that durable to survive re-entry in the Earth's atmosphere. So we break that down. Now let's go down to basically who would win the fight, Angela or Jason. And we'll go human to demon to zombie to Uber. Against human Jason, she would completely own his ass because he's nothing more than a physically... Technically, you could say he's an enhanced human. He's just an above-average human in that regard. And she is, by all accounts, a holy being. As Guardian in Marvel, a holy being in Image Comics. To be quite precise, seeing as I have her stuff up right here, in Image Comics, she was an angel. She was an angel. In terms of physicality, she had immortality, teleportation, superhuman strength, and superhuman reflexes, charisma, hand-to-hand combat training. As an angel, she was able to track Hellspawn. She has weaponries including a dimensional lance and wears a ribbon around her body that radiates heat to keep her warm and has a sentient aspect to it to communicate. Okay, that's a weird thing. But dimensional lance, hold on, I can click on this to find out what that actually is real quick. A dimensional lance is pivotal for Agents of Heaven when hunting Hellspawn. When Hellspawns are protected by a carapace, K7 Lena or K7 Lenith, basically like Spawn's suit. When the lance is close enough, it will set up a dimensional resonance that can destroy the Hellspawn. When the Spawn wrestled the lance away from it, he touched it, triggering an alternate dimensional experience where he met other comic characters who were imprisoned in their comic companions. Anyway, so yeah, she's freaking Agent of It. So human Jason wouldn't be able to stand his chance against her. He really wouldn't. She can take on someone like Spawn, who could easily take out human Jason. And I'm not saying take out, I'm saying take on. Go at least have fight on equal footing for at least somewhat. Then there's no way human Jason could take her on. He'd try to come in at her, maybe even hits her with an arrow from a crossbow, but maybe it barely embeds in her. She just finds him and just takes him out. Demon Jason is a little different, but if anything, he's actually more akin to Luz because he's actually a legitimate demon in that series. By the end of the series, it's determined that he's actually a demon. So the fact that she's an angel bred to hunt Hellspawn and demonic entities, I have to believe that Demon Jason fails miserably to beat her too. If anything, he's even less compatible to fight her than human Jason is. Then you get into Zombie Jason, kind of the same structure with Demon Jason. The problem is the only fast one in this lineup is Human Jason, and it's just he's fast by human standards. That's it. And even then, he's not really fast by human standards. He's just fast by Jason's standards. He's pretty much your average speed for a guy that size, who's running, and has a good stride with him. So, I mean, Zombie Jason, the only Jason who really stands a shot against her is Uber Jason. That usually, when you're going up against superhuman individuals in these series, that is basically the only Jason who stands legitimate shot of winning. And sorry, my whole shirt has a hole in it, so I'm trying to just keep that little white spot of my pale ass out of there. No, that didn't work. There we go. That's a little better. He's usually the only one who stands a legitimate shot in winning a fight. Because he can actually take some punishment, like legitimate punishment. Like any of the Jasons would probably have their head just taken clean off against Angela in any other aspect. And this, for Uber Jason, I'd have to believe you could at least take a couple shots from her at minimum. The problem is that I don't know if he has the physical capabilities to kill her. He tries to maybe grab her and swing her. She's probably strong enough to take him on physically. And she has better hand-to-hand combat experience. But then again, so did the android. I can't remember the android's name, but so did the android that took him on. Had better hand-to-hand combat experience programmed into her, and she still lost against Uber Jason just because first off, he couldn't do anything to him, but second off, he just, she turned around and then he took her head off. Angela's a little different because Angela's a warrior on the battlefield constantly, and an agent of heaven. So, I mean, the fight would probably be a bit more even. She'd probably be able to dish out punishment to Jason, but Jason would be able to take an actual decent amount of punishment from her. Ultimately, that would come down to who could actually get the kill blow on her. And because Angela is still, or kill blow on the other, it would still be Angela, I believe, because she would actually be able to move quicker than Jason does. Uber Jason, for all his power, is still slow as hell. So I have to believe she would eventually get the proper kill shot in on him. Plus, it's not known how strong that metal that composes his body really is. And it's not really known how effective her weapons would be against something like his metal alloy body at that point. So I'm going to have to go Angela on all four of these. I'll say Uber Jason has the best shot of winning. I'll give him a 5% chance that they can maybe get a kill shot on her if she gets close enough to him, but I can't go above that because there's too many questions that are left up in the air about how durable Uber Jason really was, how durable Angela is, and if her weapons could kill him instantly or if it would take a couple shots to kill him. I do think she would succeed in killing him ultimately, though. But yeah, I'm going to have to go with Angela winning all of these. Unfortunately, this really wasn't that even of a fight when you break it down, but sometimes that happens. Anyway, though, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superior, Magic, What If, anything to do with the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point as well. So I'm actually going to pre-record my Lantern Corps video for tomorrow or today, and then I'm going to actually pre-record my Wednesday videos that day, so I've got time to actually do, so that way I don't have to do 3 videos tomorrow. I can just do 2 videos instead. Anyway, I digress. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Now, see you next time. Have a good one, folks.